Namaste, everybody, and heartiest welcome to my teacher, my Guruji, Dr. Shreeram Agashe, sir. Let us begin this session with Onkar 3 times, followed by Prarthana Sahana Bhavatu. We will chant Onkar 3 times and then Sahana Bhavatu. Samankaya Shiro Grivam, head, neck, and body in one line. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale. Om. Inhale for Prarthana. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vitvishavahay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I wish to chant Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kansa Chanura Mardanam. Those who know, please chant along with me. Om Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kansa Chanura Mardanam. Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Shri Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om. Gently open your eyes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear. So I was saying, looking at so many people, it feels we are sitting at Somaiya College, sir.
Yeah, those golden days.
Yes, yes, absolutely. The golden time we have spent together.
Yes.
So
wonderful time.
Yeah, sir has taught us when we were doing our PhD, and before that when we were doing our MA. So I see so many people who are from that side, the MA and PhD side, and so many of my classmates are already there. Okay, so it feels very nice. I feel like home. So very happy to welcome you all, and once again to connect with our very dear, very close to heart sir, and invite him to talk on the subject Yoga in Śrīmad-bhagavad-gītā. But before we go into that, there are a few announcements, and even before that, I would like to see more faces if possible. Yeah, Sunita. Sunita, Ankita. And now may I request Shraddha to please make a few announcements on behalf of Nādalaya Yoga. Shraddha, over to you.
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
I would like to make a few announcements about the courses organized by Nādalaya. I would request all of you to please kindly keep your audios on mute. The Sanskrit course is on Udemy and on Nādalaya website. It is a wonderful course that teaches to read, write, pronounce, and transliterate. It is beneficial for those who want to learn and write and read Devanagari script, and also for those who wish to chant with correct pronunciation. 2 days Nada Yoga workshop is conducted often. It helps the seekers to reach from Swara to Ishvara. That is, it uses music to turn the senses inwards. The level 1 of Yoga Darshan course is currently going on. It is conducted live on Zoom on Sundays at 5 p.m. The course is a combination of chanting of Patanjali Yoga Sutra and understanding of Indian knowledge tradition and Indian knowledge systems, and of course understanding the Yoga Darshan, that is Yoga Sutras in detail. All 195 sutras will be covered in 4 levels. A new batch for this course will be soon announced. Please stay tuned for that. If you were not able to join the current batch, you can join this upcoming batch. Now, for some forthcoming sessions. A course on chanting and understanding the basic meaning of Śrīmad-bhagavad-gītā is starting on 11th of March. It will cover all 18 chapters over 3 levels. To know more about these courses, you can find Nādalaya on major social media platforms. I would request Ankita to provide you with more details for the same. Thank you. Over to Ankita.
Hello everyone, Namaste. I'd like to talk about the WhatsApp community of Nādalaya. This is a place where we share almost about all the upcoming events or the workshops like Yoga Mela or Yoga-Caupāla, and the upcoming courses like Bhagavad Gita and Nada Yoga. After that, we have our Instagram page where we share the where we talk about the upcoming quiz and challenges that are related to the courses. It's like a way of engaging with you people on a new platform. And other than that, we have a YouTube channel, Nādalaya's YouTube channel, where you'll find all the recordings of the Yoga-Caupāla and Yoga Mela. And now, all these different platforms, but now these were like Instagram, YouTube, and WhatsApp, but now we have our own home now. We have a place that we can call our own, which is the Nādalaya website. And I would like Rajani ma'am to talk about it more. Thank you.
Thank you, Shraddha, and thank you, Ankita. So, as you know, so many programs are there, and now we have our own home on the website, on the web, on the internet, and that home is known as Nādalaya.com. We are very happy and in fact privileged to have our teacher, our Guruji, Dr. Shreeram Agashe sir, and I would like to request sir that we are ready with the website, but we have not made it available to public, or I mean to anybody right now, until now. May we request sir to please declare the website open, then we will talk about it. Sir, your request.
I have the great honor to declare this Nādalaya website open. It's a really great achievement on the part of everybody who is listening here. I heartily congratulate Ms. Rajani Pradhan and her colleagues who are participating in this, and also about the other courses which have been declared: course on Patanjali Yoga Sutra, course on Bhagavad Gita, and all other courses. And Nādalaya website is an extraordinary achievement. I have the pleasure to declare it open. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So here, Ankita, you can keep showing us little bit. You can bring it up now a little bit. So as Shraddha talked about the courses Sanskrit, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Śrīmad-bhagavad-gītā, and then next thing is we have our workshop. So you can go and take a look at, we will share the link now with you all. So I thank you very, very much, sir, for giving us your valuable support and help and declaring the website open. Now, may I also let you know that this entire website is designed and managed by my dear friend Ankita Sharma. A good round of applause for Ankita.
Yes, definitely.
She has been working day and night to make this happen. And in fact, today only we kind of completed the whole work. Though we've been working for 2 months on this, but finally, it was ready today for the launch. So I thank you very much, Ankita, for taking so much effort. Please go through it. She has done everything with so much love and affection. Yeah, so thanks to one and all. Now we come to our part of yoga in Śrīmad-bhagavad-gītā. So sir is going to talk about that. And if you feel that there is some query coming, there is some question coming, then please make a note. By the end of this session, you can ask all your questions and sir will be here to reply all of us. Now over to you, sir. You can begin.
So thank you very much, and really thanks for giving me an opportunity to talk about Bhagavad Gita and communicate with, as you said, many students whom I am not able to see right now, but it is because of you that we have this opportunity, and therefore thanks a lot. And once again, congratulations for Nādalaya and the other courses. So now let us come back to our topic today, and I will begin with the prayer for the Bhagavad Gita. So let us begin with that prayer.
Sir, before you begin with prayer, may I just talk a little bit about sir, which I missed. I should have done in the beginning. So sir is a dedicated worker of Vivekananda Kendra Kanyakumari for more than 20 years. Then he conducts yoga and yoga therapy workshops throughout India as well as abroad. He's been traveling US, UK, Japan, Singapore, Portugal, and other countries. He has been a professor of chemistry at KJ Somaiya College of Engineering, and he is an honorary director of KJ Somaiya Yoga Academy, Vidyavihar currently. He is a visiting professor there as well as a Ghantali Mitra Mandal at Thane. He keeps conducting many study circles, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Yoga Sutras, Indian culture, Indian traditions, and he has been there for hundreds of us, and he has guided some 5 PhD students. They have done their PhD under his wonderful guidance. And there's a book called Patanjala Yoga Darshana, written by Dr. our dear Agashe sir. Over to you, sir. Now we may begin.
Thank you. Sarvopanishado gao dogdha gopalanandana partho vatsaha sudhir bhokta dugdham gitamrutam mahat. So this prayer to Lord Krishna says that if you consider all Upanishads as a cow and Lord Krishna himself as the milkman and Arjuna as the calf, there's this milk of Bhagavad Gita, the nectar of Bhagavad Gita is for the sake of Partha, and not only for the sake of Partho, Vatsaha Sudhir Bhokta, Sudhi, all those who have that spiritual aspiration, for them Dugdham Gitamrutam Mahat. So this wonderful nectar of Bhagavad Gita has been presented to us by Lord himself. And Bhagavad Gita begins with a question by Dhritarashtra. He speaks only once in the entire Bhagavad Gita 700, only once, and that is at the beginning. And Dhritarashtra is a blind man, and he is not only physically blind, but he is also blind because of his attachments, extraordinary attachment to his children, particularly Dhritarashtra and others, and that is how he represents us. All of us, because of our various attachments, we are blind to the reality. Okay, and the first 4 words in the Bhagavad Gita, the very first 4 words, they give the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Dharma kshetre, kuru kshetre. You know. So if we rearrange those words, it will be like kshetre, kshetre, dharma, kuru. You know. Act righteously in every field of action. Kshetra means the field of action. Kshetre, kshetre. Whatever kshetra you may have, whatever field of action you may have, dharma kuru, act righteously. So that is the message which is given in the four words itself of Bhagavad Gita. Now we are going to talk about nature of yoga in Śrīmad-bhagavad-gītā, and in fact every chapter of Bhagavad Gita is a yoga, because if you look at all the chapters, how every chapter ends, it is Śrīmad-bhagavad-gītāsu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga-Shāstre Shri Krishna-Arjuna Samvade, and if it is the second chapter, it is Sankhya Yogo Nama Dvitiyodhyaya, Karma Yogo Nama Tritiyodhyaya, and if this is 12th chapter, Bhakti Yogo Nama Dvadashodhyaya, and even the first chapter, Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Prathamodhyaya. So everything, even Arjuna's dejection, it becomes the yoga. So what every chapter is saying is that the song Celestial, which is sung by the Lord himself, gives us Brahma Vidya, Brahma Vidyayam Yoga-Shāstra. It is not going to be only intellectual knowledge, but the technology. Yoga is the technology, how to put it in our life, how to use it in our life situations. And that is given through the dialogue between Arjuna and Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. And the first chapter, even Arjuna Vishada Yoga, the dejection of Arjuna. How we can turn even our mental disturbances, emotions, dejections, frustrations, everything can be turned into yoga. So it became yoga for Arjuna, because Arjuna's dejection was not for selfish interest. He was not worried about his own self. He was worried because all others who were in front of him, they will die because of his, because he was such a great warrior that everybody will surely die. And he was worried that even he has to kill his guru, his great grandfather, his kith and kin, and all that. And that is why it became the yoga. So Bhagavad Gita is a synthesis of all the yogas, as we shall see, because every chapter has told about one yoga. Now, one of the things which we have to remember is that the wonderful background on which Bhagavad Gita has been told, the background of war, and you will always find that if you just pick up any book on Bhagavad Gita, generally on the front page, you will see Krishna on the chariot giving the advice to Arjuna, and they are between the two armies. Okay, and this is wonderful. This symbol itself is so wonderful that this symbol itself gives the message of yoga in Bhagavad Gita, the symbol of chariot, because in Kathopanishad there is a very wonderful verse which says that Atmanam Rathinam Vidhi Shreeram Rathamevatu Buddhim tu Sarathim Vidhi Mana Pragrahamevacha. indriyani hayam ahu vishayan teshu gocharan. So he is telling that this whole body is like a chariot. The body itself is like Atmanam Rathinam Vidhi. And the Atman itself is Rathin. The owner of the chariot is the Atman, the supreme consciousness which is there within us. And then Buddhim tu Sarathim Vidhi. This is driven by the intellect. Manah Pragrahamevacha. The mind is the rein which can control the horses. And what are the horses? Indriyani hayan ahu. All the sense organs which run here and there. Haya means the horses. They are horses. Vishayan techu gocharan. Where the indriyas are running, where the horses are running? On the way of the vishayas, on the way of the objects of the senses. So the sense organs are continuously running on the way towards the sense objects. Mind is the rein. If you control the mind, then the horses are under control. And the rein is in the hand of, should be rather in the hand of intellect, discriminating intellect. If that be so, then that journey will be safe. Now the first thing is that when the whole body is regarded as chariot, it's a dynamic aspect which Bhagavad Gita is talking about. It's not static aspect. We are going to see that also later on. I hope there is time for it. The difference between the yogic samadhi and also the Bhagavad Gita samadhi. So that dynamism, rathin, because the whole life is a journey to be carried out by this body, which is a ratha. Now this journey will be without any trouble if the horses are controlled by the mind and also by the intellect. Otherwise, if you have too much attachment to the sense organs and the sense objects, then the chariot will go into the ditch. The journey will not be completed. But you are not supposed to really cut off the journey itself and put it static. So that is something which is very beautifully told. Now, this chariot which Krishna is driving, suppose in Bhagavad Gita the charioteer is Krishna himself. So instead of even our own intellect, if the reins are given to the Lord himself, then that charioteer, Partha Sarathi, he becomes Partha Sarathi. You know, I remember the story in the life of Swami Vivekananda. When he was very small, he was called as Bile because his original name was Vireshwar. And this small boy Bile, he was very much attracted towards the horse cart because his father, he was advocate in Calcutta High Court and he used to go by horse cart. It is known as coach at that time, a buggy or coach, which looks like a chariot only. Okay, and he used to go always to the court with that coach, and that coach one, the driver of the coach was called as coach one. So this little Bile, who later on became Swami Vivekananda, he was attracted towards that coach one. And if somebody comes to their home, the guest and anything, and if they ask him, what do you want to become? We actually teach our children that if somebody asks that question, what do you want to become? You should tell that I want to become engineer, I want to become doctor and this and that. But invariably, Bile will say, I want to become that coach one. I want to become that coach one. And his mother, Bhuvaneshwari Devi, she listened to that several times. And once she took his hand and took him to that hall where there was a huge picture of Lord Krishna standing between the armies, driving the chariot. And she said to him that if you want to become a coachwan, become a coachwan like him, become Partha Sarathi, Krishna. So that is the background of the war. But now what we are talking about here is, now one more thing before I come to that background of the war is, something like 10-15 years ago in Russia, Bhagavad Gita was banned. Why Bhagavad Gita was banned? Because they said that Bhagavad Gita is teaching us about war. Ma manusmara yuddhacha, that is what has come. You remember me and you fight. You should fight. That is what the advice of Krishna. So Bhagavad Gita is advising people to take to war. That is what, and that is why we don't like this communist government, and they banned Bhagavad Gita. Of all the people, the Russians, who have become cause of Ukraine war, and really people are thinking that it may lead to Third World War. Those people, they are talking about Bhagavad Gita, instigating people for war situation. But then somebody went to court and they fought, and finally they lifted the ban. Why? Because Bhagavad Gita is preaching war. Now the war background in Bhagavad Gita is not, of course there was Mahabharata war and all that we know, but really speaking, from the spiritual point of view, this is the war which is going on in our own mind. Continuous war is going on in everybody's mind, the conflict which goes on, and this is the war which we have to face every day. In Bhagavad Gita itself, there is Daivasura Sampata Vibhaga Yogo Nama Shodashodhyaya. The 16th chapter is on Daiva Asura Sampata Vibhaga. So there is a continuous fight between the good people and bad people, Asuri people, the demonic people and virtuous people. Now both of them, they are with us. We have got certain virtuous qualities as well as sometimes we have the negativities, and that conflict is going on in our own mind. That is the thing, and this is the war between the divine qualities and demonical qualities, which Bhagavad Gita is really talking about as far as the spiritual aspect of Bhagavad Gita is concerned. Okay, and that is why so many yogas have been given. Now in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, a very peculiar question has been asked by Arjuna. Arjuna is asking that why man commits a sin, why we act in a negative way. Athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha anichan api varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. Baladiva. As if somebody is forcing us to commit a sin. Why do we commit a sin? Why man commits a sin? Baladiva niyojita. As if somebody is forcing us to commit a sin. Why we commit sin? We know that this is sin and we can't restrain ourselves. And that is what has happened to Duryodhana also. In Mahabharata, once Duryodhana says that Janami dharmam
Name
pravrutti. Janami adharmam janami dharmam nachame pravrutti. Janami adharmam nachame nivrutti. I know what is righteousness, but I simply can't adopt it. And I know what is forbidden, and I can't restrain myself from doing it. So it is not that we do not know what is sin and what is, but as if some force is there within us and they are forcing us to commit a sin. Athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha. Anichanapi. Ichha na rahte hue, even if we are not willing, baladiva niyojita. Why we commit sin? And then the answer which is given by Shri Krishna is that it is because of the rajas, it is because of rajoguna. So what he says, kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhava mahashano mahapapman. So Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, these negative things which are there in our mind, they are because of Rajoguna. So there is a lot of discussion. In fact, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogo Nama Chaturdashodhyaya, there is a lot of discussion between Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Satvaguna. So these three gunas actually decide our tendencies. And one of the gunas, Rajoguna, is responsible for the Kama, Krodha, all the mental disturbances which we have. Kama esha, Krodha esha, Rajoguna samudbhava. It arises from the dominance of Rajoguna in us. And that Rajoguna nowadays particularly is more when we have a very busy type of life, very hectic speed of life, and it is the speed which is producing this Rajoguna. And in the second chapter, which was chanted just before this, he gives how really the stress develops within us. You know, dhyayato vishayan pusa sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho vijayate krodhat bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibhrama smriti bhramshat buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashyati. A very beautiful link right from the seed level up to the manifested. So first you think about a certain thing, then you are attached. Dhyayato vishayan pusa sangasteshu upajayate. We get attached to the things. Then the desire arises. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. We have desire for them. When desire is not fulfilled, kamat krodho vijayate. Then we get anger. Out of anger comes infatuation. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibhrama. Then confusion of the memory. Smriti vibhrama. Memory is confused. Smriti bhramshat buddhi nasho. Then we do not act according to reason. Buddhi nasha. We lose the discriminating power. We lose the power between what is shreyas, what is prayas. We lose the power between what is good and bad, what is virtue and sin. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. That is the end of it. Then we fall into the ditch. Then everything complete ruin. That is what buddhi nashat pranashyati. So raga dvesha vyuktestu vishayan indreyischaran atmavasher vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. One who is able to control this raga dvesha. So one of the first principles in Bhagavad Gita is to control these likes and dislikes. We can begin the sadhana by controlling likes and dislikes. Raga and dvesha, which is the beginning of the Rajoguna in us, and which manifest into higher emotions like Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matchara, and they are called as Shad Ripus. They are the great enemies in our mind with whom we are having a war continuously. You know, so it is the mental war which Bhagavad Gita is talking about, the conflict which is going on within us. So this raga dvesha, likes and dislikes, are to be tackled. How they are to be tackled? Reducing the speed. You know that because we are human beings, all attachment at once we may not be able to give up. That is, we did not say that you cut off all your attachment, attractions and repulsions, raga and dvesha at once. But at least can we reduce the speed of the mind going towards the objects of attachment? That means, for example, if we are hungry, can we postpone the hunger for some time and say, as soon as you get hungry, you want food at any cost and you want good food, tasty food, and you jump into it and all? Or can you say that I can wait for some more time and I can have it? And if the food is not so good, do we have that dvesha inside? Do we start showing temper tantrums? And there are so many people, if the dishes are not good, they really get angry on the dining table itself, throw away the things, they leave, So this is tremendous dvesha. You can say, okay, it's not to my taste, but after all, it is a food. I am eating it for the sustenance of the body and not for my tongue. So can we just shift our attention from the tongue to the stomach and say that it is not for the sake of taste that I eat food? So this is how raga dvesha. As soon as we see our enemy, do we get a fit of anger at once and start rushing towards him and try to harm him and all that? This is what the speed means actually. Controlling the speed of the mind, because Rajoguna is the one which, that is why it is called Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyena Ivam Vairinam. He is the main Shatru. He is the main enemy of man. Because the speed aspect is, and with the speed, stress is speed. You know, the modern science, what he is saying is, stress is speed. The more the mind runs, the more speed it will be. So what we have to do then, we have to control this raga, dvesha and all that. And for that only, the yoga in Bhagavad Gita has been given. And if we look at what are the things which have been told, in one of the chapters, 16th chapter again, Daivasura Samat, he says that you directly go to hell. Trividam narakasyedam dvaram nashanam atmana kama krodhas tatha lobha tasmad etatrayam tejet. Kama, krodha, lobha, desire, anger, and lobha, so much of attachment to the things. It takes you direct. Dwaram narakasya dwaram, trividam narakadwaram, nashanam atmanaha. It spoils the soul. Kama, krodhas tatha lobha tasmad etatrayam tejet. So this is what you have to do. So what you have to do? Can you reduce the speed? So in the 5th chapter he says, Shaknoti haivaya sodhum prak sharira vimokshanat kama krodhod bhavam vegam sayukta sasukhi nara. What happens because of kama krodha? Vega, the speed that mind catches. Mind starts running very fast. Such a mind which runs fast, it is impossible to control that mind. So Shaknosi haivaya sodhum, one who is capable of living that prak sharira vimokshanat, before the body falls, in this very life, if we are able to give up the speed of the mind, kama krodhod bhavam vegam, the tremendous speed which is caught up because of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, all those enemies which are functioning within us, sayukta sasukhi naraha, he will become really very happy. And how do we go about it? The two classical definitions which are told in Bhagavad Gita and the yoga which has been told. So what he is telling is that yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyakva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. The most beautiful definition of yoga is samatva. Yogastha kuru karmani, stay in yoga and then act. And then samatvam yoga uchyate, always be in a state of balance. Now if we meditate on this, how many times we are losing balance in day-to-day life? Just watch. Even if the food is not in time, we are losing the balance. Because supposed to come. If the train is late, we lose balance. We get irritated. Now we have to understand at that time that what is the thing? This irritation is coming to me. My irritation is not going to bring the train in time anyway. Why I should have this imbalance? Whenever the imbalance comes, whenever balance goes, we have to first recognize that I am becoming imbalanced because of this reason, and then bring it back to balance and watch your mind how many times it is losing the balance. Samatvam yoga uchyate. You know, in China, there is a very beautiful system. They have a big doll with a big belly. You must have seen such a doll, and there are certain stones or something in it. And the beauty of that doll is known as Daruma. In China, that doll is known as Daruma, and they always present it to other people. You know, that doll is telling about balance, because if you disturb it, it will go here, 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 and come back to balance. It will always come back to balance. Now, that is the message which the doll gives, that yes, there are, when we are living, we are not yogis, and therefore disturbances will be there. We may lose balance, but when we lose balance, come back to that samatva as early as possible. You know, recognize that you have lost balance, come back to balance, like that Daruma doll. So, this is one of the things. Samatvam yoga uchyate, and yoga karmasu kaushalam. Efficiency in action is yoga. You know, whatever action you are doing, do it with efficiency. And that is why, how you can do it with efficiency if you do not expect the food. That is why Nishkama Karma Yoga has been told in Bhagavad Gita. Why Nishkama Karma Yoga? Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Now, this is something which is much confusing to many people, because we act because we want something. How, without any desire, how can we really act? Okay, and why we should not expect the fruit of action? Now, I will give you two things, two great people who have talked about this karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. One of them is a very great karma yogi, Baba Amte. You know, in one of his beautiful books, poetry, Jwala Ani Phule. It is in Marathi, but what he writes there is, भान ठेवून प्लॅन करा, बेभान होऊन काम करा. Krishna is not telling that you don't plan your work, means ma phaleshu means you don't have any goal in life at all. Without any goal, you start working. You are not expecting any fruit of action. So tomorrow, if you take a stick and if there is a huge stone, and if you go on hitting the stone, and if somebody asks you, you say, I am doing karma yoga because I am not expecting any fruit of action. I am doing action. I am hitting the stone all the time, and I am not expecting, so I am following Bhagavad-gītā, and I am doing karma yoga without expectation of fruit. This is foolish action. This is not what Krishna is telling. Let us not misunderstanding at all. You know, what he is saying is that before you, that is why Sri Aurobindo says, think before you act. Think before you act. Do not think during action. This is a very subtle thing. Think before you act. If you have taken a project, think how you will go about it, what is the way to go it, what are the ways and means, all those things, what are the pros and cons, everything you think about it. Once you have taken a decision, once you have planned and plunged into action, now do not think about the result. Now do not. There are so many students, you know, after passing 12th standard, they think whether I should go for medicine or I should go for engineering, because they are the only two things in the life. Many people think like that. This is one of the misconceptions which we have to really remove. But then, after a lot of discussion and this and that, he decides finally, I will go for medicine, I will become a doctor and all that. Now, decision has been taken. Now you have now become best doctor, you know. But then when the dissection comes and that horrible smell comes, he starts thinking, I would have better gone for engineering, you know, rather than becoming a doctor. Now this is thinking about the fruit of action between, once you take a decision, once you plunge into action, do not think about. So bhan theun, plan kara. When you plan, you should have your this plan. Think properly whether I should go for this or whether I should not go for it. How I go about it. Bebhan houn kaam kara. Once you start working, now don't think whether there will be success or failure or this and don't. So think before you act. Do not think during action. Now, why the fruits of action should not be thought about? Because the whole energy is never available if you are thinking about the fruit of action. You know, when you work, all the time you are thinking whether I will be successful or not, whether I will get the fruit which I really require or not. You know, even in ordinary life also, just let us take the example of cricket. There are many people, many good cricketers who are very confident, very good, but if there is lot of criticism in the papers that nowadays he is not playing well, and in last 3 matches he has not scored well, so this must be his last chance. Now if he doesn't play well, he should be eliminated, and so on. So he's tense, he is very tense, and now when he approaches the wicket, he is so much worried whether he will score or not, and very ordinary ball which he should have hit for 6, he gets clean bowled. Why? Because he's thinking about the fruit of action. When you start thinking about the fruit of action, half of your energy is lost. The whole being action will be highly efficient action if your body, mind, intellect, everything is put into action. The whole energy is in action. So efficient action, yoga karmasu kaushalam, really means the whole being is put into action. And if that be so, then the action will be most efficient action, and then that becomes then yoga. Now, how to go about that yoga? One or two things which Krishna has told, which is wonderful, and we are coming to this again, if the time permits, about yoga karmasu kaushalam and samatvam yoga uchyate, and what he talks about yoga. But before that, he talks about yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnava bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Moderation in everything, not going to our extremity. Yukta ahara vihara yukta, moderate. Yukta cheshtasya karmasu. You should not be a lazy fellow who is not acting at all, and you should not be running about helter-skelter for nothing. Not too much of action, not too little action. Yukta cheshtasya karmasu. Yukta swapnava bodhasya. How wonderful, and what a for modern generation, Yukta Swapnava Bodhasya is the message. Do not be there with your apps up to 2 o'clock in the midnight, 3 o'clock in the midnight, and then sometime you sleep and get up at 11 o'clock in the morning. This is not Yukta Swapnava Bodhasya. Your sleep hours and your wakeful state, they should be moderately arranged. Have good sleep, nice sleep for 3 hours, and then wake up also early in the morning. Yogo bhavati dukkha. Then your life will be very smooth and all that. Now I think the time is very less, so we shall come to the real two things I want to bring to your notice as far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned. Though there are so many yogas in Bhagavad Gita, every chapter we have seen leads to certain yoga. The main sadhana is threefold sadhana. Okay, what the great people have told is that you have to really combine karma yoga, jnana yoga and bhakti yoga in order to have best results. Swami Vivekananda in Raja Yoga book, what he said is a very beautiful quotation from Swami Vivekananda, who says that each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either through work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one more or all and be free. This is the whole of religion. Temples, churches, mosques, books, they are but secondary details. So do it either through work, that is Karma Yoga, worship, that is Bhakti Yoga, psychic control, that is our Raja Yoga, philosophy, that is Jnana Yoga. Either one, you can take to one path as well, or more, or all these. And actually, it is the synthesis of yoga which he emphasized. And that was more emphasized by Sri Aurobindo. You know, in the integral yoga of Aurobindo, you find Trisutri sadhana, which Sri Aurobindo has given, is the sadhana of Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga together. That is what he says, sadhana Trisutri, the three type of sadhana. So what is Karma Yoga sadhana? Doing work without expectation of fruit. You know, that is the Karma Yoga sadhana. That is also called as Yajna in Bhagavad-gītā. If you are not, all the Sankalpana of Yajna, we don't have any much time to discuss that, but that is what really the Karma Yoga means, without expectation. So, do not expect the fruit, do not work for the sake of fruit, and without expectation of fruit, Nishkama Karma Yoga is the first sadhana. The second, the higher sadhana is, not only you have to give up the fruit, but you have to give the doership. Kartapan ka bhav bhi chhod dena hai. Not only you have to give up the fruit, all the idea, I am doing that action, that me and mine should go. When you do the action, that is the jnana part of it. That means you become only onlooker. You are only watching yourself doing the action. You know, you are not saying that I am doing the action. You are kartapan ka bhav, the doership you are giving up. And the third thing is, offer the fruit to the Lord. When people say that how will, without expectation of fruit, how will be? You do for the best fruit, because you are going to offer it to the Lord. You know, that is the bhakti part of it. That you work not for yourself, your own benefit, but you work because it is God's work. Whenever you do work for the sake of God, there is tremendous happiness. Let us take one example. Suppose if you are in Tirupati, a very great place, you know, everybody, and if Tirupati, 9 hours you have to stand for darshana, and hardly few seconds you are standing in front of Lord. 9 hours you stand and you go, and they tell, no, move. So hardly you can do this and you go. Now if there is announcement there that we need volunteers to clean the place just in front of the deity, sweep the floor, how many people will jump? I want to clean. Now, if the same thing is told to you in the house, your maid servant has not come, and the mother tells that everybody will clean the house because she is on leave for 15 days, everybody is going, and you say, no, not me. You know, I'm such a reju. You are asking me to clean the floor? What is this? What is my prestige and all? But then if everybody tells you do it, but with fretting, fuming, and somehow or the other, you do it. But if it is for the sake of Lord, if it is for Tirupati, I should be given a chance. Now what is the difference? It is a same karma, sweeping the floor. If it is done for yourself, in your house, for selfish thing, it becomes a burden. If it is for the sake of God, it becomes joy. You know, so whenever you work for the sake of love, whatever you are doing, this is how Bhagavad Gita tells us that whatever you are doing, it can become yoga. If you are a typist, you are working on the computers, you are not working for the sake of job or anything. You think that this is for the Lord, I am doing this duty, not for getting salary or anything. I am doing Lord's work. See, the beautiful life will become music. The moment you start working for the sake of Lord, so this is what sadhana Trisutri means. Not expecting the fruit, not giving idea of me and mine, leaving all the idea of me and mine, and finally offering the fruit to the Lord, working for the sake of Lord. This is the sadhana trisutri which has been given. Now, before I come to the end, almost time is there. I am very much aware of the time. Let us talk a little about the difference of the samadhi in Yoga Sutras and Bhagavad Gita Samadhi. You know, Bhagavad Gita is really good for you, me, and all common people. We call, actually nobody is common or anything, we are all sadhaks. But then those people who have to go into the solitude and the static samadhi which has been given in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, you sit in Padmasana, so the body doesn't move. Then prana sayyama, so prana and apana has been unified and there is no movement. So kumbhaka, where there is not movement of energy, so no movement of the body, no movement of energy, and chitta vritti nirodha, no movement of mind. So it is stand still position which he is talking about. While Bhagavad Gita, he says that in every action you practice yoga, you know. So Bhagavad Gita Samadhi is Samadhi in action. That is the beauty. Pashyan, Shrunvan, Sprushan, Jigran, Nashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Shwasan, Pralapan, Visrujan, Grunnan, Nunnishan, Nimishan, Napi, Indriyani, Indriyartheshu, Vartanta iti dharayan. So beautifully told. Pashyan, Shrunvan, Sprushan, Jigran, while seeing, while touching, while eating food, even while Visrujan, even while excreting, in all actions, Indriyani, Indriyartheshu, Vartanta iti dharayan. You are just onlooker, you are just sakshi. You are just a witness to your own actions. If you do that, then doing the action, you are not being attached to the actions. You don't have any effect of action. Karmanya karmaya pashyet akarmani cha karmaya sabuddhiman manusyeshu sayukta krishna karma krut. Even doing all actions, he is not in any way affected by action, because then he becomes onlooker. So this Hita Prajna, which has been described by the second chapter, which I chanted just before we began, it is a very beautiful. You get established in yourself and plunge into action without anything. Life will be full of joy. Sthita Prajna. So that is what that samadhi, really a dynamic type of samadhi, has been told in Bhagavad Gita. Well, I think I should stop here with this because we should have a lot of time for questions and answers. And I see already 45 minutes we have spoken. So we stop here with Shanti Mantra. But then as much time as you want, we can have questions and answers after this.
Sir, thank you very much. Oh, we didn't realize that time has passed. So much time has passed, we didn't realize that. So that's because of the wonderful session that you have taken. Now, may we request, if there is anybody who would like to ask a question, you please unmute yourself and ask.
There is a question.
Tell your name. Just tell your name first.
Question on the chat box.
That we will take later. Let them ask first on their own. Please open your video, and if you wouldn't like to open, it's okay, but open your unmute yourself and ask your question.
Can I, ma'am?
Yes. Yes, please.
Namaste, sir.
Namaskar.
Sir, I have a question. It might be lame, I don't know, but we sometimes we make mistakes. We not sometimes, all the times, like every day, every single moment we make mistakes. And there are sometimes when we want to say sorry and we don't, and then it's always there at the back of our head that काश हम माफी मांग लेते या सॉरी बोल देते, और then we do, like sometimes we also go and say sorry, but then is that wrongdoing that we have done with somebody, or it can be anyone, it can be human beings, it can be animals, it can be anyone in the family, outside the family, or even animals, anyone. Can it be negated in some way? I don't know. I haven't read Śrīmad-bhagavad-gītā, so I don't know much about it. But yes, I've just started this journey, so I don't know. This is my confusion all the time. But just by saying sorry, can we negate what we did wrong to others? That's my question.
Okay. So this is a very nice question actually. Two things. First thing which I appreciate is that you should be aware that you have made a mistake. That is the first thing. Many people, they make mistakes, but they are not aware that there is a mistake. They are not aware. So getting awareness that I am doing something wrong itself is a very good thing. Because if you become aware, then there is a chance that you will improve. If you are not aware, so there are so many people who commit lot of sins, lot of mistakes, and they go about as if they have not done anything at all. They are not aware of it at all. So then there is no development. So the first step is to be aware that we are making mistake. And then if you say sorry, lot of courage is necessary to say sorry, and you will find, you experiment and see that when you say sorry, you are relaxed. At once you are relaxed. If you don't say sorry, then inside that war starts. Bhagavad Gita war starts. That I did something wrong. I should have said sorry. I did not say sorry. It will make you unsteady. There will be noise inside. Lot of noise inside. Moment you say sorry and you really mean it, not only just at the face value, but you really mean it from the heart, then definitely that noise will stop. You will feel relaxed. So that is the other advantage of saying sorry. And then you should learn from the mistakes. You should not go on committing. That learning from the mistake is another part of it, really speaking. That I made a mistake, I had to say sorry, but then I should not repeat it again. So this is how the improvement in personality really takes place. All the three actually Bhagavad Gita is telling. What has happened? Some kama, some krodha develop, and therefore you did mistake. What was the reason behind the mistake? Some sort of you say anger, or some sort of some disturbance in the mind force you to make athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha. It is the rajoguna which made you need not go into that detail, or don't get worried about those rather bombastic words for you. But if you recognize that it was a mistake, it is a sign of improvement. If you say sorry, further sign of improvement. And if you correct yourself in a way that you don't repeat those mistakes, there will be development.
Okay.
So that is what I feel.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
What's your name, by the way?
Sir, I'm Rashmi Kabra.
Oh, wonderful. You are quite young and really...
No, sir, I look young. I'm not young.
But stay like that. I don't know, but you stay young. Mentally, physically, and everything. Stay like that. That will be nice.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Rajani ma'am,
yes.
Can you say 2 lines to sir?
Yes, please, Nandini ji. Yeah.
Sir, namaste.
Namaste.
I studied sir's class, and just I left the class at the time of your this session. So I have no question. Rather, I was passing through some problem, and as if I have failed last 45 minutes, you have given me a prescription of that medicine. That these are your medicines, and quickly I have just dressed up and I'm going for a walk. I listened to you, I understood my problem, what I was passing through, and all the counseling in the form of prescription, I understood, and quickly I dressed up and I'm going for a walk. That how I have to come back to Yuktahar and Yukta, which are whatever is told. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. As if today morning I got the message for this Zoom meeting, and you are there, as if God has sent me that listen to this and take your prescription. Don't take
Thank you so much.
Go with this gitopathy.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you so much. Thank you so much.
Nandini ji, before you go on walk, may I request you to please join our WhatsApp community. Ankita, can you please share the link now fresh? See, we keep doing this kind of programs, and we would like not only you, we would like everybody to please be a part of this WhatsApp group.
Okay, ma'am.
Named as Nādalaya Yoga Community. It is a WhatsApp group. We post all the informations of the programs that we keep happening. We arrange all these programs. Can you also give the link in the chat box? So Nandini, become a member and then go for a walk.
Yes.
Don't miss this opportunity. We keep doing this kind of programs very regularly. So join that. Anybody else would like to ask? I see kind request to share the record. Yes, when we do this kind of program, we are also recording them, and we take 2-3 days time for editing. Okay, and then it will be made available on our YouTube channel, so you can listen to it once again. All the programs that we do, they are available on YouTube. Okay. Now, Priya Chapekar ji, Namaskar sir. So pleased to see you in person. I learn under Sabir sir, and not a single lecture goes by without hearing your name and listening to your stories. So when we studied, we were the lucky ones to study with sir himself. He taught us when we were doing our MA. And whenever or wherever any of sir's student is teaching, of course, how can we not take his name and keep on teaching? We take his name and sir says like this, and sir gives that example and things like that. So thank you for pointing this out, Priya Chapekar ji. Manjari Kantak ji, thank you so much, respected sir, for the wonderful session. Also, thanks a lot to madam for, so thank you very much for being here. It is because of you that this program is happening. And we promise you that we want to bring out more and more programs. You can even suggest us who should be the next speaker. And the way our friend suggested that we have to keep having bigger programs like this. Of course, they will happen. Hemant Viradeji, sir, thank you very much for the excellent lecture. Then Samsung, it is the name of somebody's phone. Thank you, sir. Also, thanks to the entire organizing team. Very, very grateful for your presence.
And can I say something?
Yes, Dr. Chaya, ma'am.
First of all, thank you, Agashe, sir.
Thank you.
This has been a very, 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 very nice program, definitely. But sir, I can tell you, ma'am, that sir has many more things to say also regarding this yoga and Bhagavad Gita. So if you can arrange a series, say at least 3 lectures, 3 consecutive lectures, that would be much more better.
Okay. So, sir, here is the request.
Let us see.
Because I have heard you, sir.
If God wills, it will happen.
Okay, sir.
I am your student also for
I told
aiming.
just now that it should be left to God. If God wills, it will happen.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So if everybody wishes so, and with your good wishes and God's blessings, we should have a series. So there are some people wishing for it, sir.
Yes, I second Dr. Chaya ji.
Yes.
Very much.
Rajani ma'am, I am also very fortunate to be research student.
Yeah.
Rajani ma'am, I am also very fortunate to be research student for
yeah. So you please don't call me ma'am. You call me Rajani Chaya. Okay. So
Rajani
anybody?
ma'am, I had a question.
Yes, please. Yes, Smita.
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Agashe, sir. I wanted you to explain a little bit on how you would practice Samadhi Yoga in Yoga Sutras along with the Bhagavad Gita. Do you recommend that both together is a good way to evolve quickly? Or are those things parallel, both necessary, or either? So what are your thoughts about it?
Thoughts about, wonderful, great question, nice question. So, of course, both are the states of liberation. So there is nothing like this is better than that or anything. But if you want to go by Patanjali Yoga, you really intense sadhana and sort of seclusion is effected in yogic practice. While in Bhagavad Gita, wherever you are, you can practice yoga. In your own situation, where are you from? You are, where are you staying?
I am in seclusion in North Carolina. I am in a small town in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
In America.
Wonderful. In US.
Yes.
Yes. So this is what I say, that you are, what are you doing actually?
I am. That's a very good question. What am I doing? I am a mom, and I take care of my dad, and I'm a yoga teacher, and I work in my community, but I don't know what I'm doing.
So the thing is this, that you can practice Bhagavad Gita yoga at your own place, in your own situation, in your own given conditions. You don't need any extraordinary conditions which you need for practice of pranayama and other things which are told. So I am not telling that this is better than that, but the Bhagavad Gita yoga can be practiced anywhere, everywhere, at all times. So so if you are a mom and if you are you're looking after the children, whenever you are irritated about the children or what they are doing and all, you can practice that samatva yoga along with that. Whenever you are taking care of your dad, it should be service attitude, that this is your duty which you are perfect, not with so much of irritation or having negativities in the mind, So practicing yoga while serving your dad, you can practice the yoga of service, in while looking after the children. It's a real karma yoga for all moms, it is a testing ground, it's a testing ground, how much you get irritated, and even if you get irritated, how much within no time you come back to the balanced state. This is something which you can test. So if these things are at the back of your mind, life will become really good. That much I can tell you. That the moment you get irritated, you say that why I'm getting irritated. They are children, they will behave like that. It is their habit, and this is what happens with many moms, not only you. So you can practice it wherever you are. That is the specialty of Bhagavad Gita. So that is what I believe, that Bhagavad Gita is for all. It is yoga for all. While Patanjali Yoga Sutra's Samadhi and all is for the people who sadhana only is their life. They don't have any other thing than practice of yoga. For them, yes, it is a very fast track, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, So that's the thing, and everybody has his own choice, there is nothing like this is better than that. One more thing which I will tell you, which is rather philosophical, is Patanjali Yoga Sutra is a dualist system of philosophy. while Bhagavad Gita is Advaita Siddhanta. So that way it is non-dual. It is so that sort of philosophical difference is also there in the two systems of philosophy.
Thank you for that explanation. So I understand that by practicing the Bhagavad Gita, I can do it anywhere if I understand it and put it into myself and introspect every moment.
Correct. Right.
And to be in that introspecting nature, to get there, I need to control my mind and use some yogic practices to learn how to control my mind.
Yes. Even the food, Bhagavad Gita talks a lot about the food. Even the sattvic food, rajasic food, tamasic food, because food affects the mind. You know, the rajoguna is increased by the food also which you take, and especially in the beginning, once you are able to really witness your thoughts and once you are able to control the mind, then it doesn't matter much what kind of food you take. But in the beginning, sattvic food, yuktahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu. So moderation in diet, moderation in activities. So everything, moderation is the key word in Bhagavad Gita, not going to extremities. Even yukta swapnava bodhasya, the how much is the sleep hours, how much is the wakeful hours, all those things. Not too much of remaining awake during the night time, late night hours and all. So this is the thing which Bhagavad Gita is telling. We have to avoid that, really.
Thank you, sir. So I guess we have to be introspecting with that, witness ourselves without judgment.
Yes, sure. That is called sakshi. Yes, witnessing. Yes. Sure. And I am so happy that you have joined from North Carolina. A very wonderful university is there in North Carolina. And I thought that you are learning there or what?
No, I'm learning here with Nādalaya.
Oh, wonderful. Great. So
Thanks.
nice of you. And also spread it. Don't keep it only to yourself. Another aspect of this yoga is you also practice, make others also practice. The more
Don't
people
worry, my kids are getting a lot of it.
Yeah. So you become a yoga teacher, you spread the message to others, because this is karma. This is karma yoga. Not only you will be happy in your life, but you make others also, you give that key to others also, how to become happy and how to control your emotions and imbalances of the mind and all that. And because you are in US, it is a fast pace country. You know, everybody running about, everybody very busy, having no time. So this will be more fruitful there, really, to control the speed of the mind, which I told.
So there is one more question by Manjari Kantak ji. She is asking, what is the concept of karma sannyasa?
Karma sannyasa. Okay. Karma sannyasa doesn't mean giving up karmas, you know. So in Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, Krishna has given a very beautiful definition of sannyasa. Sannyasa doesn't mean wearing gerua clothes and all, leaving the family. Kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayo viduhu. Kamyanam karmanam nyasam. All the actions which are motivated by desire are to be given up. Kamya karma means all those things, all those actions which are motivated by desire. I want something and therefore I do it. This is called kamya karma. So giving up all kamya karma is really sannyasa. Kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayo vidu. Bhagavad Gita never tells you give up action. Actually, all the time, he is telling Arjuna to fight. Mam anusmara yudhyacha. You take my name and fight, and that fight is inner fight actually with our own in the mind, the conflicts which are there in the mind. So giving up action has not been told in Bhagavad Gita. It is the giving up kamya karma, and then all other karmas you be balanced. Wherever effect of karma comes, if imbalance comes, find out why it is, because there was some desire behind it and it did not happen as per your expected results, and therefore imbalance has come. Okay, so that way you have to really meditate on whenever imbalance comes.
So thank you very much, sir. Lot of messages. Thank you, sir. It was good learning. Thank you, sir, for excellent lecture. Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed for great pleasure listening to Dr. Agashe, sir. And a kind request to share the recording of this session. Okay, so lot of thank you, sir. Thank you for wonderful session. Lot of thank you messages, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. On behalf of all my fellow
Rajani,
listeners,
don't worry about all that. You are doing wonderful work. So, and I really wish you all the best for the dynamism which you are showing, bringing people together and all. So wish you all the best on the path and for Nādalaya as well. And let me wish that many people join you in that venture.
Yeah. So once again, I wish to remind you, because we see that lot of people have joined little later. We are just reminding everybody that there are these courses that we have started. The Sanskrit course is basic Sanskrit, how to read, write, pronounce and transliterate. Very basic of Sanskrit. No Vyakarana is taught in that. So that is available on Udemy as well as now available on our website. Then we have Patanjala Yoga Sutra a study. We are studying the Yoga Darshana, the Yoga Sutras. It's an intensive course. Right now, level 1 is going on. And there are so many of those level 1 students are right now present here in this meeting also. Very soon we are going to have another batch of level 1. So please keep in touch with us. And for keeping in touch, you can join the Nādalaya community on WhatsApp. It's a WhatsApp group. So that is the Yoga Sutra, Yoga Darshana, then Śrīmad-bhagavad-gītā. That's basically a chanting course, as well as very basic meaning will be discussed. We will not be able to discuss at length because it is all 18 chapters have to be covered within 3 levels. And for detailed studies of the Bhagavad Gita, the philosophical aspects, we can talk to Sir also, which right now so many people expressed the desire to have another series of lectures. So that is Śrīmad-bhagavad-gītā chanting and basic meaning level 1. Then we have workshops and Yoga Mela, Yoga-Caupāla. Nādalaya Nada Yoga workshop will happen very soon in the coming months. So we'll keep you informed. We once again request you to please join the WhatsApp community and keep in touch with us. And of course, we will request Sir to, after this meeting is over, we will talk how it can be taken up. So I wish to thank first and foremost all of you to be here with us. And you made this thing possible. Because of you, this program could happen. I wish to thank Shraddha and Ankita for helping in conducting this course. And once again, very, very special thanks to Ankita for making the wonderful, beautiful website. Please go and take a look at it. And once again, I want to thank my very dear and close friend, Dr. Praveena Shetty. She's taking a lecture somewhere. That's why she couldn't come. This program, Yoga-Caupāla as well as Yoga Mela, are her brainchild. So she suggested this kind of idea, and of course with her help, I've been able to execute them. Then I thank my friend Amal for making the wonderful animation as well as the logo. And I thank all of my friends and family members for their support. And thank you very much, sir, for coming here today and making this program. Once again, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we will conclude with Omkar 3 times and Shanti 3 times. Sit comfortably. Inhale. 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 Inhale for Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.